In today's video, I'm going to be talking about dreadlocks and spirituality and religion, kind of. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Atreyu Locs channel. Hi, I'm Atreyu, a semi-freeformer who is dedicated to bringing you the best tips to grow a healthy set of locks. If this is your first time, make yourself comfortable. I am glad to have you. Let me first say that this video is not really about locks in the normal way that it is about locks. Okay, I'm going to be kind of hitting on spirituality and religion a little bit. So if you are not interested in those topics, then this video is not for you, and just wait until Saturday for my next lock video. That's also why I'm posting this on a day other than Saturday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see how quickly I get this video completed. So I got a question from one of you guys, and I'm just gonna read it. It is from Agad or Agad. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he asked, hey, can you make a video about your thoughts, beliefs about God, even whether or not it's important for someone to focus on God in their life? Give thanks. So when I first got this comment, I was really not feeling it. And whenever I get a comment that kind of makes me feel a certain type of way, you know, I've learned to not respond immediately, because my initial response would have been, no, I'm not gonna make a video about that. One, this is a lock channel, but two, it's personal, you know. Three, why does whatever I'm doing affect you? But I sat on the question for like a day or two, thought about it, and you know, if my mind is gonna change, it will have changed by then, and it did change. And so I instead saw the comment, the question, the request as coming from someone who was, you know, really seeking the bigger questions in life. And who would I be to turn away that person? Like, they're honestly like seeking, you know. First I was like, people just trying to be up in the business, you know, it ain't none of your business what I think, and why does it matter anyway, right? But I've kind of been embracing the idea of just flowing more. And shout out to my friend Bobby, who, you know, tries to flow through life. It's kind of like the sentiment of just kind of going with the flow, you know, to a certain extent. Like, there really are no good experiences or bad experiences. Those are labels that we impose on experiences, right? Really, they're just our experiences. We don't have the appropriate knowledge, you know, a comprehensive knowledge base to really accurately be able to determine whether or not an experience or situation is a good one or a bad one. All we know really with any sort of certainty is that it is an experience. It is a situation. You know the saying that all things work together for the greater good, right? Well, you don't know what that greater good is when you're just looking at it through the lens of yourself, right? You don't have enough of the picture in view to say whether or not it's good or bad. Of course, it can feel bad, and of course it can feel good, right? But what you know for sure is that it just is. And so, sorry, I digressed a little bit, but yeah, I let it sit for a bit, and then I thought about it, and you know, it really registered to me that this was just someone that is like genuinely searching, and I've definitely been there. And you know, I think that is a worthwhile journey. You know, it might be the biggest, most important journey in your life that you could ever embark upon. You know, forget a lock journey, how about like purpose of life, you know, higher power journey, figuring that out? Like, that's some real stuff, right? And so I'm like, okay, I am going to address this question. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I'll address it in a video. I didn't say that I would answer the question, and I'll explain why, but I will address it. And so that's what this video is. So let me just say that I have experienced different religions. I've been a practitioner of different religions, and now I practice, if you will. I don't even like that word. Practice is so like legalistic, but now, and I hate saying I consider myself a spiritual person, because that's what everyone says, and I don't mean like spiritual person the way the people on YouTube, you know, who are just interested in dollar bills and getting tons of subscribers. A lot of them mean spiritual when they say, oh, I'm a spiritual person. Some people use it as a cop-out, like they are not necessarily spiritual, but they're not religious either, and so they kind of just say, oh yeah, I'm just spiritual, you know, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, so as to not associate with quote-unquote religious people, right? But I'm not that type of spiritual person. I'm just someone who is on a journey, you know, seeking the meaning and purpose of life. My friend Bobby would say that there is no purpose of life, or if there is a purpose of life, it is simply to exist. Like, that's your only purpose. And I think that's a very profound sentiment when you really think about it, you know, it's to live life. That's your purpose. For probably most of us, that seems way too simple, right? It's like there has to be more than that. But when you really think about it, that's a lot, because how hard is it just to enjoy, you know, the simplicities of life? There's this tendency to want more and more and more and more. But getting back to what I was talking about, I've been a practitioner of different religions. I am spiritual now. And something that I noticed was very interesting while I participated in different religions was that, and I didn't do them simultaneously, like I went all in each one when I was a part of each one, right? But say you're in religion A and you know, hear these testimonials from people who, you know, swear that their God is the one true God and is a real God, and this is proof through their testimonial of that fact, right? Now say we speed forward a little bit, and now I am a practitioner of religion B. I swear I would hear almost like verbatim those exact words from practitioners of this religion B. And so I had this very unique perspective where, you know, I was in one religion, practice, you know, I was devout. I was a devout practitioner. I was devoted to the religion. I was a devout practitioner. And then I moved on, and now I, you know, am a devoted practitioner to this religion B, and I'm witnessing these very similar testimonials, right? And you would hear people in religion B talk about how, you know, their God is the one true God, and how, you know, proof of this is with this testimonial. And I'm like, well, listening to what these different religions say, these things should be mutually exclusive, these two religions, right? So how is it possible that these two religions are producing like basically the exact same results? There must be more to this than just what people think. I also find it interesting that a lot of super religious people have only ever been practitioners of that one religion, and yet they consider themselves like these experts in the sense that they know that their one religion is the one true religion. to me, they've always kind of like teetered on this very thin line of confidence and assuredness with arrogance, right? You can't tell me anything. But when you think about it, if you've never experienced any other religion before in your life, other than the one that you're currently practicing, and the reason that you're practicing that is because it's the one religion that you were exposed to, maybe by your parents or family members, or just maybe it's the only one you've ever been exposed to for whatever reason, then how can you speak with such confidence when that's all you've ever experienced? Like, that's just so interesting to me. But yeah, having the unique perspective that I have had, by, as I said, being a practitioner of different religions, it allowed me to see that, there's more to this story, And so that's one of the reasons why I like spirituality. A lot of it resonates with me. And I don't consider being spiritual mutually exclusive with many of the things that are purported in various religions. And a lot of the religions, a lot of things that you hear say very similar things, right? And the overall message of those religions is oftentimes very similar when you get at the heart of it. So, Jah, A-G-A-D, however you pronounce that, I will say that I think it's important for you to explore. And being a spiritual person, I'm learning that exploration should be more so internal. That's what I believe, than anything external. I mean, even if there was like the perfect religion, right? You still have these imperfect people, right? Human beings. None of us are perfect. Who will be practicing that religion, and you run the risk of missing the good of the message because of the poor actions or misguided actions or actions that are influenced by people's personal agendas, right? You end up missing or associating, the good that's built into that religion with people's bad actions. And so that's why I've also found it more beneficial to look inward and to travel on a spiritual journey. Okay. Now, I hate, and I know that's a strong word, but I really do hate when people sort of behave like sheep. They just blindly follow, which is one of the reasons why I kind of respect, and you'll understand why I say kind of respect your requests, at least the part of it that suggests that you're actually searching. Okay. The part of it that rubbed me the wrong way initially was that I'm like, are you just asking me what I believe so you can figure out what you should believe? Because you should never be doing anything because someone else is doing it, right? You need to be an individual. You need to travel that journey alone. And granted, you're not really alone because we're all connected and we're all together, but you might be traveling that journey alone. It may feel like you're alone because no one around you is also traveling that journey. But that's one of the things I hate. I hate when, especially on YouTube, like some people get Locs, and I read tons of comments, not on my channel, but on other people's channel. Yeah, I got Locs because of you, and no, get Locs because you want Locs. Like, you don't even know this person. You just idolize them. Like, and then these are the same people that are, of course, devastated when that YouTuber cuts their Locs. Then they're like lost and bewildered and they don't know what to do with their life, and they're contemplating cutting off their Locs. Probably once again because that YouTuber cut his or her Locs. It's like, really? Like, be an individual. Like, you have a mind. Think for yourself, So that's one of the reasons why I was hesitant to make this video, because I don't want people doing what I do just because I'm doing it and maybe they look up to me. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, I can use this as an opportunity to encourage people to think for themselves, to encourage people to, you know, explore, to go inward, to search for themselves and figure out what it is that they believe and what it is that resonates deeply within them. Okay? So, Ja, I appreciate your question. I'm sorry I was a little slow to respond, but as I said, I needed time to kind of process it and figure out if this opportunity could be used for something good, and I think it has. I think it has that possibility. Once again, I am posting this video on a day that's different than my normal regular Saturday uploads, so as to distinguish it from my straight up lock videos. But yeah, just to talk about locks a little bit before I go. Yeah, a lot of people who have locks are spiritual and they believe in, you know, energy, and I am still exploring that. I won't say that I don't believe in it, but it's not really an area that I've trekked much of yet. Okay, I don't really feel like my locks hold negative energy. Maybe they hold positive energy. Maybe I'm just not sensitive enough right now at this point to be able to tell. But right now, they're just locks. Maybe as I delve deeper into the spiritual journey, I'll be more sensitive to those energies that may have inhabited my locks, you know, if that is the case. I think you can have locks without being spiritual, just like you can have locks without being religious, right? You can have locks because you just see them as a style. For a lot of people, it's more than that. I really like my locks. I really actually love my locks. I love my hair. But at the same time, I know that it's not the whole of me, right? I don't identify with my locks. Meaning, if I needed to shave off all my hair tomorrow, I would be willing to do it. I wouldn't be devastated. I wouldn't feel like I'm lost or I don't know who I am anymore, because I know that my locks are not me. I don't identify with them. That's why I asked in the video I made a while ago, who are you, you know, once your hair is gone? Who are you, good looking person, when your looks have faded? Who are you when your physical body dies? Like, you still exist, right? Energy is always conserved. So yeah, these are just my thoughts on this question. You don't need to know what religions or, you know, how I feel about necessarily religion to figure out what or how you should proceed. Okay. And I really do believe that because you're searching, you will find an answer and you'll be better off for it. So, Ja, thank you for the question, and for anyone else who watched this video, thank you for watching. On Saturday, it'll be my regular content. So, if you choose to love, do so unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. This is Atreyu Locs, and I will see you Saturday. Peace.